episode 50 of Anime and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Shawn.
And this is the review show that reviews anime from A to Z. Sort of.
Alright guys, so last episode we got Restaurant from Another World for Category R. It is a Japanese light novel series written by Junpei Iizuka. Probably chopped that up terribly. Illustrations by Katsumi Inami. And it was released as an anime on July 3rd of September 2017. Which, by the way, the manga has 4 parts to it. And I'm assuming the anime, because there's damn near nothing in it, is only 1 part, or less than 1 part.
Okay. Alright. Before we get into this, I just realized that's something that's been bothering me.
What?
Every episode, I ask you what the synopsis of the show is, right?
Yeah, I never really get into it.
What's the word that I freaking use?
Oh, I don't know.
Preference, reference.
I have no idea why.
Because it's been driving me nuts since earlier today.
Listen to a previous episode.
I tried, but because it only happens when we start rambling through, so there's no specific.
Which does happen a lot,
so,
like right now.
So
maybe it'll just come to you.
That's true, but I say it because we go on our tangents and we never get into the actual specifics, and then I say, all right, so what's the show about? But there's a word I use and I can't figure it out, and I keep going
plot.
Yeah, no,
give me the plot. I think that's what you do.
No, it's a word, and I keep going to preference or reference, but I can't figure it out. It's been driving me nuts, and I know we shouldn't start the show like this, but honestly, there's not a lot.
That's all right. There's something I wanted to mention at the beginning of the show anyway. So every now and then we skip a week, and I realized this past week, because we skipped 1 week of recording, that I kind of miss not having the podcast, because I look forward to getting something new.
Right.
I was a little, I noticed I was a little disappointed.
Well, that's cool.
Just, I don't know, just something little.
Well, at least we're enjoying
it, yeah.
I
think that's when I just now realized I'm thoroughly enjoying it, even when I get something terrible.
Yeah, it's a fun thing to do, because we get to bitch and ranting about it. About the things that we don't like, and we get to, beam over the things that we do like. Alright, I guess we should get to it.
Yeah, we should probably get to it. Restaurant from Another World is just that. It's a restaurant in our world, in Japan, apparently, because everything takes place in Japan in anime. That on the 7th day of the week, Saturday, it turns into an interdimensional, it closes down to the public, and turns into an interdimensional restaurant.
It opens up to a D&D world.
Yeah, but it's super vague and doesn't really tell you it's only one world.
That's why I say D&D world.
Yeah, which is perfectly fine. It definitely is a Dungeons & Dragons type world. But, be a little more clear that it's opening up to one other world.
Right, true.
Because it sort of seems like, especially with all the different patrons, that it's opening up to 5 or 6 different worlds. And then you slowly start to piece it together that, no, it's the same world.
Because it's all mixed. They have thrown everything in there. That's why I went with D&D world, because it's just a mishmash of different things. But I want to defend anime.
Different races, everything.
I want to defend anime against you for a moment here.
Defend anime?
Yeah, because they don't all take place in Japan.
Most of them do.
No, most of them take place in space.
A lot of space or Japan. I'm sorry. I was thinking of places on Earth.
And if I recall correctly, Eden of the East started in America.
Yeah, but it took place in Japan.
Just saying.
Anyway, so there's many doors that pop up throughout the other world, the D&D world.
Yeah.
And they're just there, and sometimes it's weird, because sometimes they just pop up, like the one in the dungeon. How the did no one know that that's popping up there every Saturday? So I think they sort of pop up when they're needed, but that's not explained either. That's just something I'm sort of got a headcanon. Because how would they not know that it's popping up in that dungeon? They would know that.
Well, here's the thing about this show. There's no plot.
There's zero plot.
There's no story. And the little bit of story that they give you, they don't finish the story threads.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of unfinished stuff. Every episode is like that Azumanga Daioh that we watch, where half episode.
It takes place in the same world, but they almost have nothing to do with each other.
Right. And each half episode focuses on one character, and that character finds the door. They do food porn, literally food porn
food goes in their mouth, and then they describe the food for 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this mixes with this, and it's so good.
And then for the last 3 minutes of the thing, they have a little bit of story or character arcs. But that's pretty much it.
The one thing I will say, and I'm going to give this show a tiny bit of a better rating than I should, because of this one thing. After watching this show, my wife and I bought a rice cooker, and we had chicken curry for the first time. Japanese style. Delicious.
It made you hungry.
It made me hungry, and because almost every meal has rice in it, and it looked really good, and I was like, all right, well, let's try some chicken curry. So we tried Japanese style chicken curry, and it was really good.
I'm sure it was. They went into enough detail for how you make it.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I mean, even the little snippet, like half episodes, each one of them was different, but still stupid. Like there's one episode about a princess or whatever, and then the next episode, it's almost like a documentary about some lizard people.
It's like Steve Irwin's talking about the crocodile down under, and it was narrated like that, and it was so weird.
And they try and they kind of push it into it that there's these tie-in threads together, and all the characters kind of know each other in some way.
Yeah.
And but the main
but it's like they know each other in passing.
Right.
It's not a story element.
The only real story is the cook hires
a maid, or not a maid, a waitress.
A waitress, and she's like a demon.
And then way more than halfway through the show, they end up hiring another waitress that's a dragon.
A black dragon or something stupid. Who's it's essence of death.
Who doesn't make any sense because this black dragon's on the moon, and then out of nowhere, the door pops up. Like I said, it sort of pops up when it needs to pop up.
No, actually, that one was a little explained.
No, wait. Honestly, you don't know what I'm talking about.
Okay, go ahead.
So... she's on the moon. The black dragon is on the moon because her essence kills people. Even just like a touch of it will kill someone.
Right.
But then she can, and all dragons can do this in D&D type worlds, they can shapeshift. Mm-hmm. So she turns into a girl and she goes to the restaurant. Why isn't she killing everyone?
Yeah, that makes sense at all.
Because why are you on the moon if you just turn into a person and walk around? Just do that on Earth, you dumb Why? Like, what's happening here?
That's not what I was getting into. The door is kind of explained on the moon.
Oh, go ahead.
Because meteors were kind of breaking off, and it hit the moon with, like, magical energy, which created the door.
Oh, okay.
So, just a little bit of a defense there.
I didn't retain that part.
Yeah, well, I mean...
that one piece of lore that was given, I didn't retain it.
Well, I had to latch on to any piece of lore that I could find in this, because...
there isn't much.
Yeah, and the sad part is, it started off pretty
fairly interesting. It's like, alright, there's a red dragon.
Yeah, and
going to eat.
Yeah, and she's very possessive of this restaurant, and stuff like that, and it never went anywhere with it.
What's even crazier is they had a huge plot hook they didn't go anywhere with. So the red dragon she's possessive of this place. Like, she's a dragon, she has a horde, and this is sort of like her horde. She owns it. She defends it. And when the cook, then the owner, hires the waitress, at the end of one of the episodes, I think it was episode 3 or episode 4, the red dragon sort of sniffs around a little bit and is like, ooh, there's someone there. And she goes to fly off to presumably go to the restaurant and investigate. And then literally nothing happens with that, ever.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of loose play.
She never shows up and is like, hey, what's up with the waitress? Like, nothing. Nothing happened.
Like, late in the episode where they introduced the desert people, one of the male desert guy was kind of falling for one of the princesses. And that went absolutely nowhere either.
Yeah, it's like they started with a plot hook, and they were like, nah, let's just show some more
Well, no, what's funny is that someone actually sat down and wrote the background of this entire freaking world. Like, know what this felt like? Someone's D&D campaign.
And the players went off the rails and just wanted to make a restaurant.
Well, no, what happened was, one of the players took his DM's campaign and just said, I'm going to put a restaurant here, and then I don't want to make a story, so I'm just going to use all this other stuff.
And I'm going to force the DM to fucking roleplay me working at a restaurant.
Yeah, exactly.
God damn.
That's what it felt like.
That's exactly what it felt like.
Like, it was so strange, and then it was so insulting at the end with the last episode, where they try to shove a story in there.
Yes.
And then it was like, and then they try to get an emotional reaction out of you at the last second.
Without
it's like
any character building,
it's
without
like,
me caring about anyone at all.
I was like, I don't even know who these people are.
No story arcs.
I don't even know who any of these people. I don't even know their names.
None of them. Not a single one.
And they don't even know their names. They don't. Because
each other's names, yeah, 100%.
No, because they go by their favorite dish.
Yeah, that's beef curry over there or whatever.
And I couldn't even remember that name. Mm-hmm. So
the most interesting, intense moment was when the minced patty. I'm chopping it up. The minced patty was fighting with the someone else that liked their meat cooked differently. I couldn't remember. The shrimp person, maybe. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was.
That's the most tense moment that happened.
No, the most tense moment is when the sirens came in and they started singing, and then the dragon got all the humans.
Oh, okay, I'll give you that. Yeah.
And all the humans started to go under.
They kind of froze up a little bit or whatever.
And then the death dragon had to come in and said, "Stop it." Essentially, that was the most tense moment.
Should have killed him.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing.
That would have. But
left turn.
Yeah, but that didn't happen. Nope. They just stop, and then they eat, and then they go into food corn.
Yeah, it's beautiful, right? It's pretty. Yeah. The voice acting was actually
that's what the saddest part is about this show. It's just
they had good artists.
Everything was there to make something there.
Just whoever the wrote it, the person I said in the beginning, no, you suck.
It's so sad. Really, the only thing that I remember that sticks out to me when I think about the show is that they pronounced shrimp shrimp.
Shrimp. Oh, I remember that. But they went back and forth with it a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I remember it.
Shrimp to shrimp.
Yes,
it was really weird.
That was the only quirk with the show that really stood out.
And, at first I thought it might have been the specific character's, accent.
Right.
But at a certain point, he says it in his head, and he says shrimp.
And then one of the other characters says it's shrimp, too.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
So, that was pretty much it.
It's absolutely nuts. None of it made any sense.
Yeah, no.
It's just a conjungle and it wasn't a comedy, so it's not like you could throw in a couple laughs and gaffs and,
Right. I don't even know what you would classify this as.
Slice of life?
Maybe,
sort of,
but not really.
Yeah, not really, because it keeps jumping from character to character.
Because, I learned that I like slice of life anime.
Yeah, and this just wasn't it.
No.
Yeah, that's hard. That's a hard one.
I don't even... Yeah, this was very strange.
It's a low rating for me, but like I said, it's going to get 1 point higher because I bought a rice cooker and the rice is delicious.
I'm really stumped with what I want to do with this, because this is kind of the worst anime I've ever seen. Because even with something like, say, Beautiful Joe, you know what Beautiful Joe is.
Yeah, you know what you're getting into.
You know,
this looked like it could have been decent.
But describing what Beautiful Joe is, he gets sucked into the movie, he gets powers, he fights these guys. 801 TTS Airbats, they're fighter pilots. They have to, keep their fighter pilot thing.
Yeah.
And, even Quick Haze, which was really well written, but
it had a story arc. It had a beginning, middle, and end.
I couldn't tell you what this was. You know what I'm saying?
Food porn. Just like you were saying earlier. It's food porn.
But there's no...
and it's not even that great of food porn.
Right.
They could have went really into it and showed you how to make all of it and everything, and I wouldn't have enjoyed that. I really wouldn't have. But at least that would have been for someone.
Right.
This is for no one.
Yeah, I think I gotta say this is the most nothing anime I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's just fluff and filler and nothing.
Just because of that, I have to say it's probably the worst one we've ever seen. Because...
Well, it really depends on what you're meriting it as, right?
Well,
Quick Haze for me is always going to be the worst. Well, but you can't really judge it on the same level.
Right, you can't judge it on the same level.
If this is just going to be a regular piece of media, a regular anime that I'm judging it on, yeah, it's probably the worst.
Because
there's nothing good in it.
Even though Quick Haze is terrible, it gave you that anger.
Yeah, it gave you something. I hear what you're saying.
And then even with something like, what was it, Queen's Blade, it gives you comedy and titties. It gives you something to latch onto. And, next week, I'd probably forget about this one.
Yeah, I can't. I really hope they don't make sequels and we have to watch them. I really hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, that's true. It's really sad because there's some talent behind this, it looks like.
Yeah, like I said, the art's fantastic.
So, it's very sad.
It is.
I'm gonna have to go with a 1.
A 1? Wow, I'll give it a 2 because I had to give it 1 more.
Alright. But yeah, I can't objectively give it more than a 1.
I feel you. I honestly feel you.
And I wanted to.
And last time was what? Rurouni Kenshin, which...
Oh, yeah.
I brought it up this time.
Yeah.
Rurouni Kenshin.
Oh. It wasn't even a competition. Well, I guess you could say Rurouni Kenshin's, but you can give competition to Rurouni Kenshin. But Samurai X is untouched. There's no competition between this and Samurai X.
Well, there's no competition between this and Rurouni Kenshin.
Well, no. But, even with... Say, Rurouni Kenshin would, beat this one, 7-2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Samurai X would shut it out, actually. You know what I'm saying?
This is just not a debate.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, I guess we spin for S.
Yeah, short podcast, by the way. We sort of fluffed it up.
Actually, it's not the shortest one we did.
It isn't. No, it isn't, but we fluffed it up and ranked more than we probably needed to.
Yeah, but we had a few reigns to go on. So I want to just point out we're spinning for S there, and last time we got Shawn's favorite anime,
Steins Gate, which there's a sequel and it's finished, so we could get that.
Yeah,
Steins Gate O.
So I just want to point it's
a big list.
It's a giant list, and it seems to really like Shawn. So we'll see.
Really like from 1. I looked through a couple as I was making the list and putting it in the wheel and everything, and deleting the doubles and the ones that has 8 different things. And there's a couple that looked really good.
Oh, there's a few on here that I know that
Yeah.
I really like.
Like, just clicking and looking at the box art for it, and I was like, ooh, like, I'm sold. I want to watch that. And then there's a couple that looked god-awful.
Well, there's always a few of those.
So we'll see. All right, we're going to spin.
All right, let's do it.
What do we got? That's you can't really read it. You have to wait for it to pop up. Sort of, oh no. TJ's Choice? How? Every time! I think I got one. You got like 8. Which one's this? I never remember.
This is within the letter.
Within the wheel. All right, so we're going to pause it because normally we would keep going, but
Hold on.
S is so big.
Hold on, I want to point out. 2 S's in a row. Over 50 anime. And it's my choice.
All right. Sorry.
S really likes us.
It does, apparently. All right, so I'll pause it. Like I said, it's so big, so we can't really go through one by one on air.
Right.
So, back with you in a sec.
Yep. All right, we're back. I'm choosing Sorcerer, Stabber, Orphan.
Yeah, that's a weird name.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about it, but it looks familiar. The box art looks very familiar.
Well, I've actually seen the anime before. I don't remember because it was one of the first anime I ever saw.
Where did it air on?
It was before. I actually found it on like a cable thing. It was like an anime cable subscription thing that I found. So it wasn't like really well known. Mm-hmm. And honestly, my first experience was through a PlayStation 2 game. It was my favorite PlayStation 2 game when I was younger. So
I wonder what came first, the anime or the game.
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of want to, and I have more experience with it, which is very rare with you.
Yeah.
So
you got me on this one.
So well, it's going to be an interesting one to watch. All right, peoples.
Next week, Sorceress,
Stabber, Orphan.
All right, there we go. Next week. See you guys.
Bye. Hello, TJ here from Anime and Us. I just want to let you guys, girls, peoples know that we have a Twitter account now. It is at Anime and Us on Twitter. I'll be posting episode updates on there every time I release a new one from now on. So, if you're interested in that, follow us on Twitter. Or, I don't know how often I'll be posting on there. I'm not really a social media kind of guy. But I'll try to look into it from time to time and answer questions there. But if you really have any questions or any concerns or just notes or anything you want to let us know at all, we now have an email address for the website. It is animeanduspodcast@gmail.com. animeanduspodcast@gmail.com. That's the word and, A-N-D, not the N symbol. So, I just want to let you people know that's where we stand. You now have ways to get into contact us if you want. And that's about it. Talk to you later. Bye.